Hey guys, Caleb here. In this video, I want to teach you how to never be a doomer again and stop being negative Nancy's. So I'm going to go ahead and hop right into it. Before I get into everything, I just wanted to be clear. You are not doing yourself any favors by constantly looking at all the possible outcomes or constantly preparing for the worst. That's no way to live. And honestly, I don't think that you can see any type of success or see any good things come to fruition in your life if that's constantly the stance that you are taking, because right then and there you are automatically preparing your mind for defeat and for some type of bad outcome. And one thing that I am a firm believer in is what a man thinketh so it is, or what a man saith so it is. And so if these are the things that are constantly in your head, if these are the things that are constantly coming out of your mouth, then it's no surprise when the bad things do come, because you are attracting it, you're drawing it into your life. And I'm not even meaning this to be like this whole long talk on like the law of attraction and stuff, because like I believe in that stuff, but I also think that the law of attraction, it comes directly from the Bible and what God talks about. All right, so look at your mind like a funnel, okay? You're constantly filling it with things. And so let's say this right here is negative thoughts about yourself. This over here is sad music. You're listening to Rod Wave every day. I don't think he's ever made any type of positive song. This right here, you're watching the news constantly, and oh my gosh, this might happen to me, or oh my gosh, this new regulation might affect me. Over here, you're listening to your family members and them telling you, oh my gosh, you need to be careful about this, you need to be cautious about that. All these things are constantly where's my pink one? All these things are constantly entering your brain, and it's not healthy. So here, I'm going to draw this out. This is your brain right here, okay? And so all these thoughts constantly going down this funnel into your brain, there's no outlet. Like these things, they don't just go in and that's where they somehow make their way out. They stay there. And if you're constantly filling yourself with nothing but negativity and nothing but, oh my gosh, I should be worried here, I should be cautious about this, and you have so much anxiety about the things that are happening in the world, it's going to completely derail your life, and you're actually not going to be able to see any type of success or see any good things come to fruition in your life. And I don't want it to seem like I'm being dramatic. I truly believe this. Like if you are constantly in such a negative mind frame, those are the things that are going to come into your life. In the Bible, it talks about the power of the tongue. And I'm a devout Christian. That's pretty much how I live my life and the rules that I try and live by. And I think it goes hand in hand with obviously all the whole mindset stuff. You reap what you sow. Like I think they all go hand in hand. And so when I hear someone talk about the law of attraction or the power of the mind, anything like that, I'm like, okay, I get exactly what they're saying, but it's actually already been talked about in the Bible. And so God is actually the first one who gave us those commands on watching our tongue and making sure that we are speaking life over the things that we are doing. And if you're not doing that, it's going to have a really horrible effect on you. And so this right here might be controversial, and I really don't know, and I don't really care. But I do not watch the news. I don't want anything to do with it. Like I like to not know about all these bad things that are happening in the world. Maybe that's selfish. Maybe that makes me privileged. I don't know. It could. That's very possible. But I prefer to operate in my own bubble of my life and the things that are happening. I like to keep my eyes on God and know that He is guiding me, He is providing for me, and that is all I can do. All I can do is focus on Him, and to me, that's very comforting because I know that He is going to protect me. He is going to have provision over me. He's going to give me new ideas. He's going to introduce me to new people. And I don't have any worries in the world. If I'm being honest, I don't want to sit there and hear all the mass shootings that are happening in the world. I don't want to hear about all the genocides and stuff, because that's sad stuff. Those are bad things that are happening in the world, and I think they're very horrible. horrible, but I can't constantly feed that stuff into my matrix because it is going to affect me. And people don't realize this. I talk to my friends about this all the time. I talk to family members about this all the time, how the news is actually poison. Like, I think it is sent literally to feed us bad news, to keep us in this self-deprecating cycle of, oh, I'm never going to be able to achieve X because of this new regulation, or I'm never going to be able to get Y because of this. Like, there should be no hope in those things. Like, I will never ever worry about who is in office. I will never worry about any laws that have been passed, because of the fact that, again, my trust is in the King of Kings. Like, I'm not gonna make any political statements or anything, but like, people get in an uproar about who's in office and, oh my gosh, the world's about to end. This is going to be horrible. And who is your trust in? Like, that's really the question. Like, okay, sure, if like we are human, we're not always going to be in the spirit at all times. And so if your flesh reacts in the moment and is like, oh no, this might be really bad, okay, that's fine. That happens. Everyone has those moments. But if you are constantly, oh my gosh, he just passed this law, oh my gosh, he just did this, oh my god, this is happening, like, that just, it makes me question, where is your trust really at? Because it doesn't seem like it's in God. There's actually a particular story in the Bible that I think about really often. Like, pretty much any time there's something that is deemed as negative or bad in my life, I think about this story. And so it's Jesus and all his disciples. Okay. And so they're out on a boat in the middle of the ocean. So this is my boat. Looks great. I know. Let's do that right there. So they're out in the boat, disciples in there, blah, blah, blah. Cool. Jesus is here in the basement, or not in the basement, but you know what I mean, below the deck, and he is sleeping. Okay. So they're all on the boat, and there is a raging storm. So the waves are high, they're crazy, it's coming down hard, rain everywhere, rain, rain, rain. Okay. And so the disciples, naturally, they're scared because, again, they are human. They are not perfect like Jesus. They're not perfect like God. And so they're terrified. They see all this rain coming down. What else? They see lightning coming down, and they're like, oh my gosh, what's going on? We are going to die. Like, they genuinely were fearing for their lives in this story. And finally they go down to wake Jesus up, and he is almost like annoyed at the fact that they're waking him up, because like, he knows who he is. He knows how powerful God is. He knows that he can literally tell the winds and the waves to cease, and they will. And so he's literally annoyed when they come down there to get him. Okay. And so finally he's up on the deck, and he walks out onto the water. Okay. So Jesus is out here. Let's do that. Just, all right. So Jesus is out on the water. Cool. And so there, he's just out there, and they're just amazed. They're like, wow, how is he doing this? Whatever. Cool. And so then Jesus, he tells Peter, actually, here, I'm going to do my ocean again. He tells Peter to walk out with him. Okay. And so this is an instruction, like, Peter has to do it. And of course he's scared, but Jesus wants him to just trust him and walk out onto the water. And so Peter, he finally decides to listen. He's going to walk out, and he's doing it just fine. He's keeping his eyes on Jesus. So let's say this is Jesus over here, and then Peter is over here. Okay. And so his eyes are on Jesus, and everything is going fine. And he's walking on the water. Jesus gave him the power to walk on the water. But then here's what happens. So he starts looking away. Okay. He starts looking, oh my gosh, this rain is really coming down hard. Oh wow, there's lightning over here. Oh wow, these waves are really big and really rough. As soon as he starts looking at all of his surroundings, then he starts sinking. And there's a lesson in that I think about every single time. And so let's say this is our life right here. So this is our path, right? There's Jesus on the other end. we are supposed to stay on this path and keep our eyes on Him. As long as we do that, we will not sink, we will not falter, we will be good. Our problem is, and this is our flesh because we are not perfect, is we start looking at the rain and the lightning and the storm and everything that's happening around us, and then that's when we start to sink. And so in our case, the wind, that is the news and all the crazy things happening in the world. Okay, that's the something in your personal life that's going on that you think that there's no way out of. So another thing right there that you're looking at and is causing you to sink. Then on another hand, you're having some type of financial problems, and so you're so focused on that you're starting to sink even lower. Then your girlfriend breaks up with you. Now you're focused on that. You're sinking even lower and lower and lower because we're focusing on all these outside surroundings and all these things that are happening in our lives, some in our lives, other things that we focus on really aren't even in our lives. Like we're sitting here thinking about, oh my gosh, this person just got into office. So now we're sinking even more. We're sitting here thinking about, oh my gosh, they just passed this new law. Now we're sinking down even more. And then we are just completely engulfed by the waves and by the water. And there's nothing we can do at this point. If we're always constantly focusing on all the surroundings and not keeping our eyes on Jesus and not just staying on this path. It's a straight path that we are supposed to follow. And it says that it is very narrow. And I know it's tough to follow, but that is our job. And I know it's easier said than done. And again, some people might hear this and be like, oh, wow, that's very ignorant of you to think that we shouldn't pay attention to any of the things happening in the world. And I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you shouldn't at all. But what I am saying is that if you were the type of person that you watch the news and you become fearful and you carry that spirit of fear with you, then yeah, you don't need to know what's happening. You just need to focus on God and what He said to you and the promises that He gave in your life. Like, I don't know, this might make me sound bad, but I had no freaking clue about the government shutdown that just happened. I literally had no clue until I think I saw a video or something, and I was like, oh, what? Like, I had no clue. And that's because I purposely do not allow those things to enter into my matrix just because they do no good for me. And yeah, I prefer to keep my eyes on God. I'm going to continue doing that, and it's worked well for me. So yeah.